God bless you, family. This is Bishop Kelly R. Woods of Covenant Church, the Bishop on a Mission. And I want to share a word from you that I believe is going to revolutionize your spiritual life and is going to bless you tremendously. The Bible said that the children of Israel spent 40 years in the wilderness between Egypt and the promised land of Canaan. The Bible said that was essentially an 11-day journey, but because of disobedience, they stretched it out. They stretched it out to a 40-year odyssey. The Bible said because of their disobedience, that everyone that was 20 years and above would not be able to go into the promised land because they disbelieved God when it was time for them to cross over the Jordan and possess the land and take the land. Let me talk to you a little bit about a wilderness experience. Let me talk to you about that experience between where you've been and where you're going. That anytime you're in the wilderness, it can be a very scary place. Anytime you're in the wilderness, it can be a place of apprehension and a place of sometimes even apathy. That wilderness experience will test the very fiber of your existence and the very metal of who you are. That wilderness experience sometimes will tempt you to go back like the children of Israel did 10 times, tempt you to go back to Egypt, to the things that you came from, to go back to bondage, to go back to addictions, to go back to the world and the things that you came from. But also that wilderness experience can also be the catalyst that will propel you towards your promise, that will propel you towards crossing over the Jordans of your life, to going through the Red Seas of your life, and to cross over into what God has promised for your life. It is undeniable that 2020 and 2021 and this pandemic has been a experience that has caused us to be in a wilderness, not quite knowing what to do. Do I wear a mask? Do I wear a glove? Do I do this? Do I get vaccinated or not? It's been a wilderness experience. And just like the children of Israel, some of us have been tempted to go backwards in order to say, at least I have that to hold on to. And some of us have said, no, I'm pushing forward to see what it's going to be. But I want to say to you that in the wilderness, don't be like the children of Israel, where many of them died in the wilderness. It's not God's will that you die in the wilderness. It's not God's will that you backslide spiritually in the wilderness. It's not God's will that you take on old habits that God delivered you from, or you even lose your fire and your zeal for God. But in fact, the wilderness should put a taste in your mouth for you to press forward towards your promise. I want to tell you that I can't prophesy the day that this pandemic is going to be over, but I can say to you that God is bringing it to a close. And I want to tell you, God is saying, don't you die, but rather choose to live and cause the Spirit of God to push you forward towards your promised land. Because brothers and sisters, you've come to the banks of the River Jordan. And at the banks of the River Jordan, put your feet in the water, because God's about to draw up the water and God's about to cause you to cross over. You need to reach your hands up right now and say, I will not die. I almost lost my mind, felt I was lonely, didn't know where I was going. Even I contracted coronavirus and still having long haul effect. But I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, that the Lord just put me on this platform to let you know that you are about to cross over into your promise. Don't die on the banks of the river, but cross over into what God has spoken. Healing is yours. Breakthrough is yours. Love is yours. Relationship is yours. Peace is yours. The joy of God is yours. And you crossing over, and you will not die in the wilderness. God bless you.